Vegas. Today's content is presented by Rezdy, and today I'm really excited to be with Urban Adventures. So introduce yourself to the audience, tell them what you do and who you are.
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Tony Khan. I'm the General Manager of Urban Adventures. We're a day tour business, and I guess our core business is to help tour guides create their own business, and my role is to make sure that those businesses are successful and that our customers are super happy with the way that we represent cities around the world and show off the personality of a city as opposed to, say, the sites, etc. So, you know, local, authentic, these are the things that we concentrate most on.
We've been talking a little bit about the, maturity of the tours and activities market. Obviously, the first conference that we've had, and so we basically are trying to figure out how it is that tours have become branded into the point where, you guys can come in and go to city by city and create experiences that resonate with a type of person, a type of traveler, no matter where they're from, and they just know what to expect from you guys. So is that intentional, I'm assuming?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've built a formula that we think works really well. So, first is our values. We base everything that we do on a set of values, and we, as I said before, we basically incubate tour guides to become tour businesses, and the first step in that is to create or define the people that represent our values well.
You start with the people,
absolutely,
and then into the experience. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely, and there's a big buzz about tours and activities at the moment, and I guess the game is to scale fast at this point, and yet we need to temper that a little bit because we're not going to just put out tours by anybody. We really need to make sure that the people we find represent our brand and our values critically. And then the other piece of that is that we've built a formula around what our tours are and what they represent. And that formula is called Flavour. So it's fun, local, access, value, original, and remember. And this is the formula that we give our guides to build their tours from. And you can tell from those terms that they're kind of, it's not like you must do this, you must do that. It's like, it's kind of a feeling, it's a vibe more than a direction. But if every tour we get represents those characters, then we know our customer's going to really love it. So what we want our customer to know is that when you come on an urban adventure, you're going to get all those elements in your experience, and then throw on top of that the personality of the owner of the business or the guide who's taking you that day, which makes every tour absolutely individual to itself. And we've found that formula to be incredibly successful. We're now in 165 cities, 95 countries across the world. And we've got a growth run rate of 65% year on year this year. So whatever we're doing, it seems to be resonating well with the customer, and we couldn't be happier at this point. So
the framework allows that creativity for the guides to kind of create something that's unique to their own personality and location.
And it's so important. It's so important. Even the tour itself. If you do the tour today, we're in Las Vegas here, so. If we did the tour today with Babs, who's one of our owners here in Las Vegas, and then you did the tour tomorrow with Rick, the other owner, it'd be a completely different tour because they're different people. They've got different points of reference, they've got different life experiences, so what they're trying to bring out is the personality of this city, in Las Vegas.
And the way they feel too about it, because of course two different people, you see things differently. That's
exactly,
great.
Exactly, yeah. And that keeps things fresh, and we have people come back. Particularly in the English-speaking destinations, New York, DC, Sydney or Melbourne or London, these types of places, that will come back and do the same tour over and over again.
With a different person kind of thing? Because it's a different kind of view.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So that's not something we expected, right. But it's something that happens.
Great when it happens, though.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What makes a good tour guide then, for you guys specifically, but just in general, what are your feelings on that?
Sure, just be yourself. Like it's not brain surgery. It's you've got a certain set of experiences and you've got something to say, and you need to just kind of tap into what you know. Going back to the creation of this business, I guess when we looked at what was happening in the day tour industry in general, there was a historical guide. Okay, sure, facts, figures, that's fine, and that's some people's cup of tea, and it's even some of our customers' cup of tea. But they can go do that tour and do our tour. It's not something that we're overly concentrating on because history is important. But I guess what we want to try and tap into is like, what is this city today? Why do these people live here? What do they love about their city? And we're really looking for people to represent our business by showing the personality of their own city, and that's kind of the critical piece. And as I said before, our values are just critical. So again, we have an acronym called PERFECT. We say our people are perfect, and that's passion, enthusiasm, responsible travel, absolutely critical to our business, fun, knowledge, and then we have a value in our business called togetherness. And actually, this is the thread that makes our business work. Because if you're Dave in New York and you're running a tour today, then good chance your customer is going to be in Philly or DC in the next couple of days. And so if you don't do a great job today, Philly or DC is not going to get some work out of it. And so and it's reciprocal.
And that's like a soft thing, though. It's not like you're not incentivizing the be nice and make people want to go back, but it's the understanding that we're part of the same business community.
Okay. It's just being yourself, just giving that real authenticity. We're highly branded on the ground, so we've, all our guides are out there in their Urban Adventures gear, and we don't make an apology for that, because we want our customer to know what they've just experienced, and so an Urban Adventures tour is something special, and we want people to seek that out, city after city, year after year, on their experiences. And for the FIT traveller, we think we are a great solution for some of the knowledge that they're seeking. We're not the total solution. If someone said to me, I'm going to a city for 3 or 4 days, what should I do? I would say, hey, jump on an Urban Adventure day one. Absolutely go and experience the city with a local person and ask every single question you can think of that you want to know about this city, or if you have a particular passion or interest, and how that relates itself to this particular city, and then go jump on a hop-on, hop-off bus. Why not? You want to see the sights. Like, let's not pretend that people don't want to, see the Louvre and the Eiffel Tower and this kind of stuff.
Get the checklist done.
Get that done as well. Like it's not a competitive thing. We're going to show one side of the city, and other people out there within this industry are showing another part of the city, and that's totally cool.
So the people on the ground are contractors, kind of, they're independent businesses, basically, right?
Exactly.
So it's really interesting. So it really does matter, these acronyms, and kind of making that community even more important.
Absolutely. So as I said, our core business model is to incubate a business that somebody else owns. I don't own New York Urban Adventures. Dave owns it. That's a real critical piece in our business model, because they're not running a great tour today because of me or because of the business. They're running it for themselves. They're trying to create something. They're trying to create an asset and value for their own lives. And they're doing it in a way that's super fun for themselves. It's an amazing lifestyle to run these types of businesses, to be out on the streets every day, in amongst your community, and showing off what you love, and that's what comes through in our tours, and it's super important, to have that right incentive piece to grow these businesses. So, as I said, we're in 165 cities around the world. We're going to put the hammer down now. The timing is absolutely perfect. Our model is getting, it's well organised now. We're 8 years old. So we've got it down to a point where we're really happy and can, pretty much predict what's going to happen in a certain city, in terms of passenger numbers over a set period of time. So we can say confidently to people, this is what's going to happen if you follow the model, and it seems to be panning out beautifully. So we're absolutely looking for people around the world, in cities that we're not in, who are passionate about their city, licensed, professional. These are some of the parts that are also critical to our business. You know, on stage yesterday, we were talking about the peer-to-peer movement. You know, and there's lots of great things about peer-to-peer because it's super authentic. You know, you got somebody who's said, you know, I'm going to put myself out there, and this is what I'm passionate in, and this is what I show. This is what I want to show people, which is great. But you know, there's a framework in place, you know, around insurance and legality and these kinds of things that, you know, for us, we're a citizen of our cities, you know, and we want to make sure that we're contributing in the right way to those cities. And you know, peer-to-peer sits in a pretty grey area in some places on that. And so, you know, for us, we'd rather just be absolutely black and white, professional, legal, safe, insured. These
and
things
consistent. That consistent experience.
Yeah. I mean, consistency's an interesting one because yesterday on stage they kind of framed it as, you know, well, kind of, are you like a McDonald's? You know?
Yeah.
And we're so not like a McDonald's, you know, because every person is different, you know, and you know, I don't know if every person is, you know, of course every person is different who's making your McDonald's hamburger, but, you know, does it make the burger taste any different? Not really, but, you know, you go on an urban adventure tour and it's going to be reflective of the person that you're with, you know, it's, you know, as I said before, you know, Babs tour is different to Richard's tour, and, you know, and that's what's going to come through in the tour, the person, you know, the citizen of the city, you know, the person who loves it.
And a lot of growth ahead. Right?
A lot of growth ahead, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got pretty ambitious goals. We'll carry 220,000 passengers this year, and by 2020, which is not far away, we want to carry 1 million passengers. And so,
great.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks. Yeah.
We appreciate you taking time out of your day today to meet with us.
No worries at all.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Cheers.
Thanks, man.
We are live in Las Vegas, and we'll be back after a few messages from our sponsors. Give us about 5 minutes.
Thanks, Steve.